Hey, the best. Seal, Raymond, Ryan, Mark. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Commonwealth, kia ora. Hey, Rugby Rundown, Joshua, Simon, Apiwa, Harry, man, you guys are all rocking in pretty quick. Kieran R at that. How good were the All Blacks? Hey, John, Simon, how good were the All Blacks yesterday? Was that real? That was real, eh? I woke up not quite sure, but yeah, that was real. I'm still a bit gutted. Yeah. Morning, brother. Yes, indeed. Hope tonight's game is better. It was a weird morning indeed. All Blacks played so bad. England played so good. Don't mention it. Yeah, what game yesterday? What? This is big game. Evening from Yokohama Stadium again. How did my England Heineken taste? I finished it, and it was solid all round. Can't complain. You have to give me the inside word from the stadium if you're there again. What happened yesterday was camping with my mate. Yeah, nothing, bro. Don't look into it. Don't worry about it. Who are we supporting? Oh, I'm legit torn. My mum asked me this when I spoke to her today. Actually, bear with me a second. I'm just going to turn the light on. There we go. My mum asked me who I was backing, and I said it'd be nice for Wales to make their first final. But, I mean, with the Springbok connection with the All Blacks is also a pretty strong one. So, I mean, tonight I'm kind of a winner either way, unlike last night. So, sitting right on that fence. Support Wales because they're underdogs. The Springbok jersey is over there, by the way. I've actually got two Springbok jerseys floating around. So, I know there's a Wales one that you can see there, but there's a Springboks one here as well. So, there's no bias in the 2 cents house. Watching from Joburg, Winton. Nice. You must be nervous. Thoughts on the World Cup location? Next time being France. Yeah, I mean, France will do a good job. They've done it before. How much profit are the New Zealand TV developers going to make after yesterday? I feel like they're going to get less viewers for the final than otherwise they might have, but probably more for the bronze final. Sorry about the All Blacks. Would have been a good final with South Africa against the All Blacks. Well, you want the two best teams in the final, and the All Blacks didn't play like the best team. So, yep. All Blacks fan cheering for the Boca. Nice. Hey, Isaac. Hope for another great game. Yeah, let's hope it's a good one. I'm hoping it's a good one. When are the next pools opening up for 2023? I'm not actually sure. I know they do it like 2 years early, so it's probably a while from now. But it'll be long before the World Cup actually starts. Great job on the previews. Appreciate that, Sean. Great to see a Pacific Islands World Cup one day. I don't know if that'll be in my lifetime, bro. Wearing a Kiwi shirt. Yeah, man. The Kiwis had a hard day. I haven't worn this shirt yet. So I thought I'd give it a run. Even though my team lost, you stick by your team. So wearing the Kiwi shirt for this one. How's the New Zealand media reacted to the game? Surprisingly well. There's been no, unlike previous times we've gone out, there's not been much drama. It's mostly been beaten by the better team. They've not been kind of hounding Steve Hansen for too much. for like making mistakes on his end. In the press conference, he did ask about the Scott Barrett selection, but yeah, for the most part, it's been pretty good. Wild Haggis. What's New Zealand's away strip color? It's white. Yeah, I saw it in the shops when I bought this one the other day. It is white. How the New Zealand media asking a reporter if he wants to step outside. That one did make the news tonight. That wasn't the news where Steve Hansen said, if you think our guys weren't hungry, after he preceded that by saying that's a disrespectful question. He basically said, I'll give you a rugby lesson in hunger, like outside or something if you want. So he was pretty pissed off, it's fair to say. Will Foster take over from Hansen, asks Mark. If the All Blacks had won this World Cup, I would have said pretty much 100%. Because they haven't, I would say it's less than 100 now, but I would still say it's more than 50. I think most of us would like to see Scott Robertson get a crack, but it seems like the natural progression now means you have to be the assistant before you can be the coach. The shirt you should have worn was that red Springbok shirt from a couple of years ago, red for Wales. Oh, I wish I owned it, man. I wish I owned it. Who do I want to win? I mean, I honestly don't mind. If the Box win, I'm thinking it's been ages since 2007. Southern Hemisphere connection. I know those guys. Go boys. If it's Wales, never made a final before. I've got a Welsh surname. Go boys. So I'm honestly, I'm happy with either one. Watching from Durban, nice. Is that not the same All Black shirt you wore the other day? Nah, bro. My other one is from like 2011, before the World Cup. I haven't updated since then. This is my first Rugby World Cup jersey. So, yeah, that's the new one. It's not that comfortable. It's not a very nice fabric, if I'm honest. It's kind of scratchy. But there you go. What time is the kickoff? It should be in about 15 minutes. Are the Welsh injuries actually going to have much effect? I think Jonathan Davis being back is probably the key point. But Navidi's been in top form, so that's very unfortunate. And Liam Williams, man, that guy's world class, so very unfortunate. But no Colby for the Springboks, so that kind of cancels it out. They're both kind of down one man, although Wales have got the one extra man down. But I think the Springboks have lost more guys in the lead up, but they've lost Creel. Didn't they lose somebody else? Is it original jersey? Yeah, I bought it from the store just the other day, so it's a legit jersey. Quarter penny is better than Williams, but he's still a very good player, man. If you're going to have a guy step into the role, having Halfpenny step up, that's fantastic. Who do you think the neutral Japanese fans will back? That's a good question. I know they had a lot of support for Wales at the opening of the tournament, so maybe Wales. And Nyakane, you're right, they did lose Nyakane. Halfpenny isn't a bad replacement, exactly. Like, that's British and Irish Lion. He's got like 80 odd caps. Not bad, eh? Not bad. Do you think the All Blacks should have won? No. Like, on that performance? No. Not even close. Not even close. Oh, yeah, Garces is ref. I know Springbok fans weren't too happy about his appointment, so hopefully he has a low-key game, and hopefully we're not talking about him come full-time. Did you pinch that whiteboard from work? Nah, bro, I bought both of these whiteboards. This is my original whiteboard, and this is a whiteboard I bought especially for the World Cup. So I managed to get it relatively cheap. Before I started my channel, I said to my wife, I want to buy a whiteboard. I want to make some magnets. What else did I want to buy? Oh, a microphone. I wanted to buy a little lavalier microphone so I could start doing videos on I used my cell phone. So yeah, the selling point for the whiteboard was if the channel ends up going nowhere, I can always just let the kids just draw on it. Well, the kid at that time only had one, but yeah. So that was a good way to kind of sell it. As even if my channel goes nowhere, we can just get the kids to draw pictures on it. I let them draw pictures on it once, and he put a bloody dent in it, so I didn't let them draw pictures on it after that. Banned. What an awesome final England-Wales would be. That would have a particular intensity to it, but after that last meeting last year, England-South Africa would also be pretty intense. Does New Zealand have Officeworks? Is that like a shop? We've got Office Max. They sell all the stuff, like stationery stuff. Kia ora, Mr. Crazy. Where's the name 2 Cents Rugby come from? Just because I was like, I don't want to call myself some kind of real high-level name, like I'm some kind of expert, because I'm just some dude who likes watching rugby and talking about it. So, yep, just my 2 cents on the rugby, hence the name. Look at your channel, boom, better than 1014. 1014 have gone on to do mainstream. They're working for Spark Sport, so they are doing their thing. Watching in Beijing and shocked by the AB's loss yesterday. Oh, it was pretty shocking, but if you saw the game, it was pretty fair. Officeworks is like a stationery stuff. Okay, yeah, we've got Warehouse Stationery and Office Max, a couple other ones over here. You want to see my family? My dad was on the stream once briefly. I love this Bok team. I hope they go well here. They're very good, man. Very good. England fan that will play whoever's in front of us. Exactly. That English team is not going to fear anybody. And you know they'll do their research. So, yep, they will be prepared. My baby rugby fan is my first World Cup. I'm looking forward to this. Couldn't take my eyes off Fuff during the match against Japan. True. The interesting one to be your first World Cup. I mean, the first one I really remember watching was 1995. But I was still, just over 10. So maybe 11. So, yeah. I was still very much a young fella. Do you watch the videos of Squid Rugby or Rugby Analyst? I have seen Rugby Analyst before. I used to watch him pretty regularly when it was the two dudes. To be fair, I haven't been watching him as much recently. Is the other dude back, or is it still just the one guy now? And Squid Rugby, yes. Although, again, since the videos moved to Vimeo, I didn't see like every single one. I don't know why that is. Like, it's only one click away, but yeah. Jasmine says, first time in 12 years that the ABs have lost the World Cup game. That's crazy when you think about it. Brian's off. It's game time. Enjoy the game, buddy. Non-biased approach is fantastic. Make the Rugby World Cup exciting. I do love the game, man. Like, as much as we all like to see our teams win, I think it's just nice to watch a good game of rugby, So the playoff for third place is strange. Yeah. Both teams will switch it up, whoever it is. They'll play all the guys who didn't get a run. Squidge is having issues on Vimeo as well. Yeah, he tweeted about having copyright issues on Vimeo as well. So it's really annoying for him because you got him not working for, but working with their social media team to produce content for their daily show, and that their legal team is like, don't use any content. I should do a podcast. Yeah, I just need to find the time, man. How are you guys feeling? Welsh fans, South African fans, are you feeling nervous? Are you feeling confident? Like, I was feeling pretty subdued all day, but now that I can see the players, I can feel it. It's kind of coming. It's getting real. It's getting real. Nervous. Confident. Okay. Good. Oh, thanks, Darren. I appreciate that. Converting a few guys on. Should get on the Adi Savia podcast. Nah, I think that guy can stick to professional rugby players. I think his stuff with Angus Tuttle was really good. Morning from South Africa. I'm a New Zealander. Yes, I am a New Zealander. Excited as a neutral. Yes, that's kind of where I'm at as well. Excited as a neutral. What do you think of Faf's constant box kicking strategy? I was a little bit dubious of it at times as well. And then, like, Squidge has got a real good rugby brain. And when he went back and looked at it and just analysed when are they box kicking, and it's definitely to a pattern. It's not random. It's depending on how many phases they've gone and where on the pitch they are. So it's definitely very deliberate. So, yep. How long till kickoff? The teams are just coming out on the pitch now. So you've got 2 anthems to go, and then it should be kickoff time in about 5 minutes. Once we get a bit closer to the game, I'll let you know where my feed is at because I'm watching on TV. So I shouldn't be behind you guys. I may even be ahead. If I'm ahead, some of you guys might have to drop out. Otherwise, you get spoilers. I'll do the pause trick that you guys taught me yesterday. Pause the stream. Box kicking for touch when you've got 10, 12, and 15 that can kick it twice as far as a bloody plague. Okay, fair enough. Remember the Brumbies when they had like Jesse Mogg and Nick White? They used to kick the hell out of the ball. Good channel, man. Watched our game at my local London. Useless and £5.80 a pint. Jeez. That's pricey for a pint, man. What beers am I drinking tonight? I do have a Wales, but I couldn't find a South Africa in my collection, so I've got an Ireland because it's green. So, yeah. Do you think Japan and Fiji should join the Rugby Championship and make it a Six Nations comp? It'd be nice to include them into that comp if possible. But the logistics is always the problem. The travel's already bad enough as it is. Come on, Wales, so nervous. 20,000 subscribers. Yeah, hit 20 a few days ago now. Will Colby do good? Colby's not playing, bro. He's injured. The Welsh anthem has just started on my stream. So they're showing Petrol. Wainwright. There's our man Halfpenny. A couple of guys in the crowd. That's where I'm at. $10 a.m. and first beer down. Nice. It's almost 10 o'clock here. It's going to be 10 o'clock kickoff. 10 p.m. For once, I'm the same time as you. Yeah, since I'm watching on the TV, I seem to be about the same time as everybody else. Slightly ahead of me in the UK. Jeez, how does that work? Surely. Okay, I don't know. Either way, got all of these little Japanese kids singing Welsh. It is cool. 12 in Moscow. Nice. G-Man hasn't even started a stream yet. Come on. Maybe he's nervous. Maybe he's going to sing the anthem first. Ticket for the final, 357,000 yen. What's that in other money? Luckily, I used my winter bonus for all the semis, final, and third place playoffs. Jeez. I don't know. What's 350? I could Google it. 357,000 yen. It sounds like a lot of money. I'm learning to speak Welsh, and it's an absolute lunatic language. I tried learning like a couple of basic words 10, 15 years ago, and my mouth wasn't in a position at that time to make some of those sounds, so maybe I should try it later. Love you trying to keep it up. I appreciate that, bro. How do you think Nkosi has his own X Factor? He does. $5,000 New Zealand. Damn. That's a lot of money, bro. It's a lot of money, but once every 4 years, so I guess if you're going to save your money, that's what it's for. 30 seconds behind, that is a lot. 2 minutes behind. Jeez, what's going on? Man, Khaleesi is singing pretty hard. I've already started the early stages of planning for a trip to France. It's looking expensive. Yeah, I feel like I should probably be saving now, eh? I should use all that money that I spend on buying bloody rugby jerseys and put it in the bank for 4 years' time. Stop buying jerseys. Welsh speaker. Martin. Good luck, man. Want Wales to win, but can't see them winning. I guess we'll see. There's a moth flying around. Go away, moth. How did you get in here? It's only a baby one. Wants to watch the game. G-Man doesn't quite have the courage to do the live stream yesterday. Maybe he saw the look on my face at like 78 minutes and decided, nah, that's not for me. Get your kickoff beer ready. I will. Wales v South Africa. Do you think the moth supports the Box or Wales? He's disappeared, so I'm not sure. Right, which beer is on top? We're going with our green-themed Ireland beer first. Sorry, I couldn't find one for South Africa, but it is the right color, kind of, if nothing else. Cracking a first beer in Pretoria. What time is it in South Africa? Is it late morning? Mothman only supports black. Maybe that's why he disappeared. Oil action. I think somebody said you can pause it and then restart it, but I'm not sure. The chat also might have spoilers. But anyway, cheers, guys. Let's hope for a good game. Last night I had no cards. This morning. Kickoff just now. Let's hope for no cards in this one. Oh, and a wild haggis. Kickoff beer time. Absolutely, man. Cheers, bro. Good to have you along again. Save some money for buying like your own rugby jerseys and whatnot. I appreciate that. Oh, yes. So we've got Garces and Ben Skeen in this one. So really, knock on wood, no heavy involvement from the officials. Halfpenny just taking his first catch under a high ball, looking very solid, but the South Africans have held him up, so that's going to be a maul turnover. Interesting start. Etzebeth got his mitts all over him. April is back in a bit. Liam has had it with rugby. Because of last night or what? G-Man is live now. Hopefully G-Man is feeling well. Good catch from Halfpenny, indeed, and then good job from the South African guys to hold him up. We'll see how this first scrum goes. 11:04 in South Africa. All right, it's definitely time for a beer then. Welsh pack is heavier. If Andre Pollard puts on glasses, he will look like me. I've shown my wife Andre Pollard's picture, and she cannot see any resemblance whatsoever. But every now and again, I'd say every 2 months or so, I get somebody putting a comment on my channel saying, "Bro, you look like Andre Pollard." My wife disagrees. They're going to do that again. Welsh pack is heavier, apparently. We'll see if it makes a difference. You wouldn't know it looking at those Springbok guys. Jeez. Parks went to Palmerston North Boys High School, indeed. Why are they not starting with Mark? Mark hasn't been playing as good. He's had a relatively quiet 2019. Like, he was probably the best in the world in 2018, but he hasn't been able to live up to those same standards. But then again, he comes on as kind of a finisher, as Eddie Jones would call it, and adds something at the breakdown for sure. Scrum battle is very tight right now. Nobody got any advantage there. Faf has put a chip through. George North cleaned it up. Wales are going to do well to retain the ball here. Just. Good pressure indeed. Mbonambi is not good at hooking or ball carrying. I don't know. I think Rassi mentioned something about him being very hard ball runner in the first half, and that's what he wanted, plus his scrummaging. So I will acquiesce to Rassi, man. Box kick for Wales to get out of jail. South Africa will have an attacking opportunity in the Welsh half. Philly LaRue just got tackled dead cold, and Wales have won the first breakdown penalty. Jones and Mitchell are in the stands. I did see something about Eddie saying he was definitely going to be there. Is Faf getting shorter somehow? Maybe it's just the camera angle. Wales have gone for an early cross kick. Halfpenny grabbed it. Oh, man. Maybe that's going to be a tactic tonight. Oh, but look on your arm. Good reaction to get that ball. Well, I think officially nobody's on top yet. Both sides have turned the other one over. Great take, Halfpenny is exactly right. He did well to beat Villy to that one. Does Faf remind you of Justin Marshall? I've never heard Faf say boomfa, so I'm not sure. Both sides are looking pretty tentative, you gotta say. Nobody's taking any risks early on, which is smart knockout footy, I guess. Percy Montgomery shrunk. That's an interesting way of putting it. Maybe his do is inspired by Percy, surely. Another high ball. It's been knocked on. What are Wales going to do from here? Oh, that might have been a high tackle. No, just a knock on. Pollard has to convert and slot all the penalties for us to win this. Have a feeling it's going to be a game of small margins. Yeah. His kicking has not been up to his normal standard, that's for sure. But he's still a pretty good kicker overall. Would it have been better if the All Blacks had lost their first match to South Africa? Then if New Zealand had beaten Japan, they'd be in this game. I don't know. Hard to say. If you're going to win the Rugby World Cup, you got to beat anybody you come up against. So that is what it is. Percy was fantastic in some games and then horror in the next. Great player, though, obviously, overall. Wales down the blind side. North's kind of been overshadowed in this tournament, eh, compared to Adams. Wales going more for the kicking game. Early on, I kind of don't blame them to get a settled feeling. You want to be playing in the opposition half, that's for sure. Here's Adams, speak of the devil. Davis, arm with a big tackle. There was a forward pass. Oh, yeah. Thought that one initially might have been backwards out of the hands, but no, it was straightforward. You look a bit like Eben Etzebeth. I need to look a lot angrier, I think, to look like Eben Etzebeth. Who do you think will win? In my Super Brew, I actually picked Wales because I went with two underdogs. I picked England and Wales because I'm behind in the Super Brew and I need some upsets to happen if I'm going to get anywhere. I almost need third monitors, one to watch the stream, one to watch the game, and one to watch G-Man stream. I feel you. When I'm doing the streaming from Spark Sport, I need my work laptop streaming the game to the TV, and then this laptop streaming to YouTube, plus microphone, camera, whiteboard, beer, notepad, light. So I feel you. South Africa vulnerable out wide? Maybe. There's been a few people who have talked about it. They do play that kind of risk-reward with their wingers, how they kind of shoot up. If they get it wrong, there's going to be space out there. If they get it right, they're going to put the attacking team under all kinds of pressure. You picked against the All Blacks. Indeed, I did. I picked England. Not because I thought England were going to win, but because if I was going to get anywhere in Super Brew, I needed to pick something different from everybody else. Oh, my Lord. Two of the Welsh guys. That was Halfpenny and somebody else just ran into each other. And Gareth Davis. Jeez. Someone needed to call for that. Took him out. Ball bounced on his head. That's not a great look for a semi-final. Boom. Where's the ball? It's on your head, man. Poor communication is right. And they say men can't multitask. I know, right? Would not be without my second monitor. Comes in handy for watching Netflix on one and browsing on the other. It's true. Anything about this game that can cheer you up a bit again? Go get some points on the board. I'll be cheered up for sure. What was Wales up to? I don't know, man. Ball bounced on his head 3 times. I know. That was crazy. On Halfpenny's head. Scrum penalty for South Africa. That could be big. Scrum penalty. Why is Jerome Garces doing this game? I guess partly because of the teams that were involved. Don't quite know, eh? Garces took this game to fill his card quota. This time they've got to use it. Oh, and Kossi made some meters there, and they've got a penalty for was it Tipuric slowing it down? Cross kick. Mapimpi's not going to get that. Good morning, Mark. Good morning, all. Pounding head this morning. I bet you would have had a few beers last night, yeah? With that big win for England. What streaming service are you on? I'm not streaming it, actually. I'm just watching it on TV. It's free to air, this one, in New Zealand. More than a few, I bet. Yeah, all this comes back to that miscommunication between Gareth Davis and Lee Halfpenny. So it's kind of cost them 3 points. Whiteboard update is on the way. First blood to South Africa. Damn, I got to pay to watch this. Yeah, I think the semis and the final are on free to air here. I don't know about the bronze playoff, whether that's free or not. That was a punch. I totally missed any punch. I did not see that at all. Maybe that's the line with that Garces is going to go with as well. I'll have to see if there's any replays. North through one. Really? I'll write a note for it. They certainly haven't replayed anything here. Shoving the chest, nothing in it. Okay. Not a punch, it was a push. Okay. Adams on the wing. Mapimpi does well. He was in full flight. And now South Africa have given away advantage. I think this could soon be 3-3. We'll see. Certainly been a little bit of space on that left wing. You guys are right. Can't get past fast flowing locks. Reminds me of Shadowfax from Lord of the Rings. Wasn't Shadowfax the horse? I thought you were going to say like Legolas, like one of the elves or something. You sense a fight happening in this game. Maybe. Nanotree is hungover. Yeah. Looks more like the Welsh wingers trying to get in South Africa's wingers' hands. No, he's a horse. Reminds me of Prince Charming from Shrek. Is he going to get this? Straight down the middle. That's a hell of a kick. Well, that didn't stay in the lead for very long, did it? 17 minutes gone, and it's 3 apiece. Typing while you're at the game must be tough, man. De Klerk is more of a pony action player, though. At least we're not talking about like the TV licensing in the UK this time, I guess. We're talking about Lord of the Rings references to Faf de Klerk's appearance. Moriarty looks down and a wee bit sore. Had bigger in my fantasy team. Pretty much all Cup Wells haven't been good, but he's been good points. Shingler is getting warm. We'll see if Moriarty can continue on. He's not going to want to go off in a semi-final, man. Come on. Where's Liam Williams? He's hurt. He's out for the World Cup. This kicking game sucks. England will crush any of these two teams with a put. This 18 minutes in, teams are still kind of feeling each other out. Not too surprising that neither team wants to really risk anything early. So understandable. I'll still take it. Big scrum from South Africa. And their win advantage. They're going to run it. Oh. That's a couple of scrum penalties Wales have conceded now. That's concerning if you're back in the Welsh. Because once you feel like the ref gets an idea in his head about which team is dominant, it's going to be hard to turn that around. Block front row is pretty dominant. Oh, man, Andre just lost control of that one. Another 3 points on the plate. Yeah, Andre Pollard will eat these for breakfast. And easy as you like it. Six three to South Africa, back in the lead. Russie is not a happy man. Whiteboard update, yes, indeed. Got to keep that whiteboard updated. going to be a battle of the kickers match. Yeah, it might well be for large parts of this game. I wouldn't be surprised. But once somebody actually gets the ball in the opposition 22, we might see them run it a wee bit. I was not expecting a penalty competition between Wales and South Africa. Lots of unexpected tactics in the World Cup. I mean, the last night's game only had 2 tries, I guess. One was just that phenomenal start from England, and one was a really lucky break from the All Blacks. Still in the scheme of things, relatively low scoring. Oh, man, Bigger has just been caught in 2 minds by Peter Steff, and Wales have lost some meterage right there. Four penalties for England. Yeah, that was it. Could have been more tries, to be fair. But yeah, in the end, it was only the 2. Oh, Mapimpi went close. I know it was Mapimpi. Red card for Wales. We may see some cards, but still nothing as yet. Bigger's in trouble, really. Yeah, England's defense was way better. The turnovers were causing all kinds of trouble for the All Blacks. No cards, please. Indeed, man. If you averaged it out, every Welsh bloke would be called Gareth Jones, or maybe even just Gareth Davis, although there is one of those. John Mitchell, Eddie Jones. More like David Davis. I'm watching this one on TV, man, rather than Spark. Just saw Eddie on the big screen. Yeah, he is doing his homework, man. Smart guy. Wonder if he got the tickets for free. As an Englishman, I'd rather South Africa than this. Wales are always motivated against England and can step it up to a much higher level. There are some teams that just do that to each other, when they play each other. The level seems to go up a notch. England and Wales is certainly one of those. And indeed, that's why I'm ahead. Do you get different commentators between Spark and ITV? Yeah, Spark has Beaver, which is Stephen Donald from the 2011 World Cup, and Scotty Stevenson. So Scotty Stevenson does the play-by-play, and then Beaver does the color commentary, if you're thinking about it the way that the Americans talk about it. Or the expert analysis, if you want to call it that. Didn't Rassie and Eddie Jones work together in 2007? Were they both part of the Springbok setup? You might be right. I know definitely Jones was there, and I think you might be right, actually. How much time are you behind us? I don't think any this time. I think I'm pretty much the same time as you guys. Almost 24 minutes gone. 3 penalties in the game. 2 to South Africa, 1 to Wales. The commentators on Spark are calling it trench warfare. Oh, what a kick. Random. It's more like a soccer move. ITV commentator soundboard. Wish Liam Williams and Navidi were here. Me too. Australian commentary team are comatose too. Yeah. It hasn't been a classic yet, but I mean, it's a tense knockout game where nobody wants to make any mistakes, even if both sides have made a few. Losing the kicking battle to Airprone. Rassi Erasmus is for me one of the best. He has turned around the team in a couple of years. Transformation, doesn't get enough credit. Yeah, they don't talk about him as much as they probably should here in New Zealand, that's for sure. They always focus on the New Zealand coaches here. Isn't Warren Gatland doing well? Isn't Joe Schmidt doing well? Isn't Steve Hansen doing well? Well, 2 out of the 3 out of the World Cup. You have Leicester Tigers and Saracen stuff on the couch. Is that just a coincidence as they play each other today? Bro, I did not know that. That is just an absolute coincidence. England won yesterday, so I wanted to put some England gear up. And those are the only flags I have. There's actually a Harlequins one behind this whiteboard as well, but it's hidden from view. "19 kicks in 25 minutes. Where'd you get that stat from? They both just want to win. They don't care what it looks like. Yeah, I mean, I think if you asked any coach, they would certainly take an ugly win, except for Checker, who said he's not going to play a way he doesn't want to play. Morning 2 cents, ITV Hub and your commentary. What a great morning from England to Wales. Come on, Wales. Cheers, man. Hopefully it's a cracking 50 whatever minutes are left. Get the Quins one out, as in show the Quins one or throw the Quins one out. Yeah, but Checker isn't a coach. He's just like the player's weird uncle. Caught in the field and landed out. So is that going to be South African ball, I guess? Tigers fan here. Expect another painful season. Yeah. Yeah, they're starting to look a bit like my Blues, aren't they? Show the Quins one. There you go. I wasn't lying. Quins, if you can kind of see that. Quins flag. Man, that pitch is tearing up as the box mauls forward inch by inch. Starting to get some steam up. Oh, stripped by Parks. That was just starting to look a bit dangerous from South Africa, isn't it? The Pimpy just made Halfpenny look a bit silly, but then Parks wrapped them up. Oh, what a pass. Faf had nobody to pass to himself. Jeez, the Boks are looking real dangerous right now. That ball did take an age to get out, and the whole Welsh line has been set. kick through from a pimpy. Nope. Parks cleans it up. Don't worry. I was happy to show the Quinn's flag because it hasn't had much love in recent years. Well, recent year that it's been sent to me. Why kick? Yeah. I don't know. That was kind of a either do it earlier or do it later. South Africa can get another crack though. Wales look naked. The game is opening up. It is starting to open up a bit. Definitely in South Africa's favour. But they need to get the points if they're going to make all this pressure count. They lost their own line out. Jim Hamilton was on the rugby pod, said it was a game too far for Wales. Biggest kicking it deep. Is that Halfpenny trying to get after that again? Uh-oh. That was in the air. Apparently that's the first South African loss of the lineup. That's true, actually. They talked about that prior to this game here in New Zealand, that South Africa had 100% lineout success. Oh. Halfpenny just grabbed him a bit early. North seems to be getting more ball this game, maybe working it wide as a ploy. Most of the ball's been going left wing for this Welsh team this tournament, hey? Do all the hard work and give away stupid penalties, yeah. Gatlin won't be happy with that. Must be a huge Irish contingency at the game. You might be right, man. Irish would have been there if we had not lost to Japan. South Africa is in the Welsh 22 for the first time in this set of phases. Have they knocked it on? Not quite that execution there for the Springboks, but they're certainly putting Wales under some pressure. Game full of errors. Yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at the stats at halftime. South Africa's going to get another shot. That kick's only just gone past the 22-meter line. I hope Wales don't advance further again with another red card or something. Wales working hard in the breakdown, though. True. I was at the Ireland-Russia game with the best fans in the world. Rugby has been dire since it beat the All Blacks in London and Dublin, sorry. Yeah, there's all the talk here is that the Irish peaked a year early. And then some would say that New Zealand peaked a week earlier because they looked bloody good against Ireland, and then they just looked absolutely outdone against England. South Africa are 1-9 with Garces. Well, they're doing all right on the penalty count in this one, I would say, although I haven't checked the stat. New Zealand played well. Just how good was England, though? Did New Zealand play well? They just looked second best that whole game. Maybes looked absolutely unbeatable against Ireland. Exactly. Yeah, that's true. And then, yeah, England just looked unbeatable against the All Blacks. That's true. All right, Pollard's just kicked the penalty. Scoreboard is starting to tick over. Whiteboard update is coming for South Africa. You're about 2 minutes ahead of us here in England. Really? Somebody told me they were ahead of me in England on ITV. What's happened there? The referee has just stopped play. Is that Thomas Francis? Ooh. That looked pretty sore. Welsh just need a quick ball. Gatland doesn't look happy, that's for sure. Has New Zealand been dominated by a team before England? I haven't seen New Zealand kind of that well beaten in my memory anyway. Popped the shoulder, maybe. That's what the commentary team here is saying. Not looking a happy chap. He can still squeeze. Q's probably need to accept New Zealand as leaking players and they can't afford to keep it much longer. Yeah, New Zealand has always been able to replace that talent that leaves, but I guess we'll see how deep things go. What post should I use for ITV? Just Google UK postcode and just pick any one, bro. That's what I did. Somebody used the one for Buckingham Palace. Japanese fans cheering for the leaks in the defense. In Pretoria last year against South Africa, but then South Africa fell away in the last 20. That's true. That's true. That game when New Zealand snuck back and won it, the All Blacks were on the back foot for most of that game. That is also true. In 2011, the France, the ABs were dominated most of the game, still managed to find a way to win. That's right. The All Blacks kind of got their points early and just managed to hold on. France missed a penalty. You could field just about any Mitre 10 Cup team and make it out of Rugby World Cup pool with some luck. Ooh, some of our Mitre 10 Cup teams are better than the others. It's true. Tasman might do okay. Northland and Southland may struggle. Maybe this has been mentioned, but I hate that floating camera. I can't tell what's happening when they use it. You and my dad would be very good friends. He cannot stand the spider cam at all. Anytime there's a camera looking down on a scrum or when it's floating around to the sides, he starts swearing at the TV. Except for that time when he was in the room with me doing the live stream. Then he controlled himself. But yeah, for the most part. I like the spider on the replays, but not on the active play. Yeah, you're kind of accustomed to seeing rugby from certain angles, like the wide shot from the side. Oh, is that an ankle tap on North? Man, that was lucky. But yeah, during active play, you kind of only want to see it from the angles that you're used to. Halfpenny. Okay, Wales are actually on attack. They could certainly use some points before halftime. How is it Wyn Jones was the first guy to get to that ruck to pass the ball out? Slow ball, though. Yeah, it's true. They need to do something. They're out of the 22 now. Oh, Wainwright just got taken out and he's not happy. It looks like they got advantage. Big up and under. North is hurt. He was going to run for that up and under, but he seemed to pull up lame. That's concerning for Wales. Yeah, George North is not looking good at all. And it was Thomas Francis that went off with the shoulder or arm, whatever it was. It looks like he popped his hammy, but he still kept going to compete for that ball. I don't think he's gonna be able to play on, man. He's gonna have to go off. Yeah. She can't play on. No way. Get him off, man. Come on. Nah. If you're not a hunter, you better go off, man. Otherwise, you're going to get Pimpy running at you. Okay. Just a cramp? Oh, jeez. All right. Well, I guess he's only got a minute and a half to stay on, and then they can assess him at halftime. A minute and a half. That's all they need to kill off, I guess. New Zealand commentary just said 6-3. It is. No, it's not. But then he corrected himself. He is going off. Sad for him to go off that way, but man, if you like that, you got to go off. Just go off. You're doing the team a favor by going off, not staying on. Geez, Moriarty just toppled over. That's unfortunate timing. But Wales, they just managed to hold on, and they got a penalty for South African guy sealing off. Yeah, Bigger got a penalty, so it's 6-9. A minute and a half is enough time for Faf to click 30 times and Willie to knock on 12 times. Oh, might be right. Once you pull your hamstring, it will keep happening throughout your career. Does seem to be one of those things, doesn't it? So lucky Moriarty needs to shape up. Yeah, man, that was pretty poor. Just lost his balance. Half time. Half time. 6 points to 9. Wales have not been in front as yet. Not a great game so far. That's true. That's true. It's not been a classic so far. But you can tell neither team wants to lose really, really badly. First, here's the most controversial thing in this match. Whether he looks like one of the horses from Lord of the Rings, indeed. We'll be happy with the scoreline. Yeah, I mean, 3 points in it. So it's still game on. You feel like South Africa probably should have had some more points. If not for getting turned over, maybe a knock on, lost their own line out. Yeah, we'll see. Hey, Connor. Good luck reviewing this. Nothing happened. Bro, I have notes. I got notes. I've got notes. Don't worry about that. I live in Wellington, but I'm from Wales. Come on, Wales. Yeah, man, they need to step it up a touch in the second half, but it's not been easy with North and Francis going off. Now we all get to chuckle like schoolboys about that scoreline. It is a 6 out of 9. That's true. Faf learned this rugby on a scholarship at Rivendell University with all those elves. G-Man is in a pub with his buddies. No way. How's he streaming? Shame about New Zealand as everyone over here, but gutted. Come on, Wales, indeed. Opinion about Gareth Davis's performance so far. He's not having his best game, but a lot of players aren't having their best games. How many injuries can Wales get? Hopefully no more. Cheers for that, Joel. Hopefully no more injuries. Players were to switch their mindset from just not wanting to lose to wanting to win. Sometimes you notice teams get like that when they're ahead by a bit, that they just want to hold on to it. They don't want to really win. Love G-Man, indeed. He's in a pub. How is he? Has he got like mobile data in the pub, or does the pub have Wi-Fi? That's pretty cool. Who do you think will score the first try? I think the favorite before the game was Mapimpi. in terms of the odds. But at this rate, you'd back one of the forwards, surely. Tryless match tonight. It could well be. We're winning the Injuries World Cup with ease. Well, you had Anscombe pre-World Cup, so that probably set the mark for that, didn't it? New Zealand are going to have a tough season next year without Bowden and Retallick, plus all those that have left for good. Yeah. Leinster Zebra finished 3-0 yesterday. Are you serious? Really? Far out. Guess at this stage, winning is the goal, so take the points on offer for sure. Bowden's having half a season off next year, so he's not leaving, but he's taking the start of the year off, so the rumor of Dave Rennie to the Wild Beasts is a bloody good coach. I would have moved out of the way of Vermeulen. Me also. If Dwayne Vermeulen were running at me, I'd probably be moving another way, but I'm not a professional rugby player. Ressi did say the style of rugby is not what he wants, but it's where the sport is going. The sport does seem to go through kind of cycles where people figure out a way of defending, controlling the game, and then somebody else finds a way to unlock it. So it's always in a state of flux. I'm so sick of this Land Rover advertisement. I get a kid you want to tackle. I haven't seen that one. Being honest, Colby is what gave the Box the edge in previous games. He was always the X-Factor player, that's true. Metas forever changing. Wales are going to win. All right, it's time to have a look for the halftime stats. Sometimes it takes a few minutes to load and update, so I've given it a few minutes. It should be up to date now. Halftime. Run meters, 129 to 145. Possession. Oh, that was 129 for Wales, 145 to South Africa. What else have we got? Possession, 59% Wales. Territory, 55% Wales. Not surprisingly, both teams are tackling pretty well. 85% Wales, 34 out of 40. South Africa, 87%, 60 out of 69. Penalties conceded as 4 apiece. Okay. One offload, and there was that magic offload from South Africa. It's the only offload of the whole game. How many knock-ons have there been in this game? Knock-ons, 3 to Wales, 4 to South Africa. So, yeah. Trouble with ESPN is they don't show kicks in play. I think Rugby Pass does, but I haven't got that page open. Knock-ons, Wales 3, Willie 4. You look at the South African bench versus what looks on the Wales bench, and that kind of tells the story. That could be a difference going forward. Whoever wins this will be in a battered state going into the final and a day's less recovery time. Yeah, it is. It is a kind of hard one to play on the Sunday and then the Saturday. That does seem kind of tough. Did I get the tattoo? The tattoo which said that the All Blacks had won the 2019 Rugby World Cup? No, that wasn't me. But that's a thing. Some guys got a tattoo which shows 1987, 2011, 2015, 2019 Rugby World Cup All Blacks. Yeah. Yeah, not that. Most competitive Rugby World Cup. It has been pretty good. Some of those quarterfinals though were kind of a bit blowout-y. Terrible rugby as a South African fan with nervous, lacking a big match temperament. There have been a few key errors. It's true. Who are you guys picking at this point? There's only 3 points in it. Where in New Zealand are you from? I'm from Auckland, bro. Auckland, so Blues fan, unfortunately. Preemptive idiotic tattoos, indeed. Box, South Africa, Wales. It's still anyone's game. Seems like there's more people thinking the Box. I mean, based on the first half and the fact that Wales have had 2 guys off injured, you'd have to say it's advantage Box, but geez, the scoreboard's very tight. No idea, mate. You and me are on the same page then. Looks like South Africa will be playing for 3rd place. Still 50-50. You're in Auckland. You didn't have anything to do with that smashed Mini Cooper there. No, somebody smashed up a Mini which has got like the Union Jack on it. But that was on the North Shore. I don't live on the shore. So, yeah. If it's Wales versus England, I'm putting money on a 0-0 result. Nah, surely not. Thoughts on Bodie playing for the Blues? I'm not sure he'll have enough to make a huge difference with the Blues, but we will see. Stupidest act of vandalism ever hauled. Yeah, very salty. The North Shore is basically the Wild West. No, the Shore's more of like out. If it was out west, I might have thought that, or maybe somebody would have said down south. I'm closer to the south than I am the Shore, so yeah. But it was pretty stupid whoever did it. Have you seen that they're already trying to advertise the Six Nations? I have not. They haven't really started advertising Super Rugby yet, which is surprising. Box keep letting Wales off the hook. Congrats to Wales for being the goriest team to steal a Bock line out. Just taking the piss. Okay. Yeah, I don't get out that way that much. Probably the guy who had the tattoo venting. Yeah, you might be right. He might have been just too much. New Zealand is such a lovely country with such lovely people. For the most part, we're all right. I mean, not without our issues like everywhere else, but yeah, I think for the most part, New Zealand's pretty good. Thoughts about Jaco Piper on France and Wales with the photo? I mean, it was a bit of lighthearted fun, and the guy's a human. So I don't begrudge him that. The smile on his face is totally genuine. But honestly, it's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb. So the fact that they kind of cut him from the game, it's harsh, but yep. Will I be streaming the final? Yeah, I reckon. I reckon. Blues team, like my Bulls team, used to be heavyweights and now struggling. Indeed, man. The Blues haven't been good for a long time. What happened to Colby? He hurt his ankle in the game against Japan. Prefer they keep the snowflake culture to soccer. Interesting. I mean, soccer does annoy me. I don't think I watched the last World Cup much for soccer, but I watched the one before, and all the play acting really just was really grinding my gears. I can't take it. And I watch Premier League from time to time. Again, not that much since I started this channel, but yeah, the play acting just is horrendous. Right. Let's finish off Ireland. So, if I open this next one and second half is about to kick off, maybe this will crack open the game. I do have a Wales. There we go. Second half is underway. All the diving turned me off soccer. Exactly, man. I used to live in China and there's no rugby on. And before they had all the streaming options that you have now, I just used to watch soccer on TV over there. And eventually all the diving I couldn't watch it anymore. It just annoys the heck out of me. Heinies, yeah, I've got the World Cup Heinies. I bought 3 boxes of the things and I'm just finishing them off. Hate soccer, diving. Wish they could stop it easily with post-match reviews. Yeah, I mean, ice hockey, which I do watch from time to time, admittedly has got more of a culture about being more like rugby. It's about being hard, like with all the fighting and stuff, than it's about being like soccer players, basically. But yeah, if you dive, you get fined and you get penalized. So yeah, they haven't really been able to introduce that into soccer. It's funny gender stereotypes say women are more emotional and dramatic, but the theatrics, if you looked at men's soccer, yeah, very theatrical indeed. Mitre Cup final, bro, I didn't see it. So I don't have any thoughts on it, I'm afraid. I know that's not a good thing for a Kiwi rugby fan to say that I missed the Mitre Cup final, but yeah, I didn't see it. Are you streaming the World Cup on ITV? Did New Zealand get screwed for the World Cup telecast? No. Spark Sports got it. And these games are live on TV1, which is just the final few games are free to air. All the rest have been a paid streaming service. But ITV using the VPN is definitely a cheaper alternative. But now that we're in the final stages, it's all free anyway. Which team are you going to finish off next? Already finished off Ireland. Yeah, I've still got a few left. Hockey, the players fight. Football, the fans fight. True enough. Not in New Zealand, though. It's weird that in New Zealand, man, and Kossi finally getting a proper run. In New Zealand, soccer's kind of the sport for the more well-to-do kids, I guess. Not necessarily. There's other sports you could be doing more so. Australia and New Zealand play plenty of field hockey, indeed. Whoa. That's a poor mistake. Yep, tie your shoelaces. Tie your shoelaces, Fuff. Don't look at the camera. Oh, man, he dropped that cold. Fuff the Clerk just dropped a restart cold into touch, and he made the wise decision to go tie his shoelaces because, yeah. You don't want to be looking at the big screen to see that one. Remember that moment where the two Welsh guys ran into each other and South Africa ended up taking points? That will be interesting to see if Wales can do the same here. What do you think of tennis? Tennis is okay. Again, I don't watch a lot of it. Oh, Faf making up for that with a big hit on Jonathan Davis. Not Jonathan, Gareth Davis. Oh, man. Faf is angry. He's trying to make up for that drop. Definitely. He's still feeling it. And playing a bit of mind games. Wales get the line out. Gareth Davis gets put into touch. Where did that come from? Oh, a bit of a shove. Jeez. Oh, yellow card them both. Surely Ben Skeen's got to get involved. Next World Cup, Jasmine's going to have one teen and one almost teen. Yeah, next Rugby World Cup, my kids will be like, geez, in the middle of primary school. That's crazy. Was Ben Smith injured? Nah, he just didn't get selected. So I like league. I don't watch a whole lot of league. I used to as like a early teenager, but I don't watch much. I see the highlights every now and again when it's on the news. Warriors lose every year. But yeah. If I know we could red card the TMO. All right. Evened it up. What board is going to be updated, people? We are back where we started. Is this game going to go to extra time? Did you see what Eddie Jones said in his post match against for the New Zealand game when they asked him about this game? Why can't you show the games on the screen? Why do you reckon I can't stream the game? Eddie Jones said he wants this game to go to extra time so that the guys are absolutely knackered when they play England. How good is Little Percy? Is that what we're calling him now? I'm also interested to see how many minutes he plays because he usually goes towards the 80-minute mark. Why don't I go and purchase the rights from the Rugby World Cup and just put it free? Exactly. Yeah. Just go to World Rugby and say, hey, I just want to stream the games on YouTube. Don't worry about anybody having to pay. All you guys who sold all your rights to everything for all those markets around the world. Nah, we'll just put it free on YouTube, eh? Be all good. And World Rugby have been really, really harsh with any of their footage getting used, as you would have seen from any of Squid Rugby's content. So, yep, their lawyers are getting their pay for sure. I should write it on the whiteboard that I can't stream the game. My accent is so strong. What? I don't believe it. Bigger with the offload there. Parks kicked it into Khaleesi. Man. Oh, no, it was Or was that a second kick? Oh, and Villy. Jeez. He's not having a good World Cup, is he? Yeah, you feel like most of the teams have kind of, like, to be honest, as much as I love Ben Smith, he wasn't in great form before the World Cup. So the All Blacks dropped him. But Villy keeps getting picked. But then again, the All Blacks are out, so you don't want to do what they're doing. Galant is way better. Galant, he's one of my favorite South African players, I admit it. I'll take Ben Smith over Villy in day of the week. I feel like last year, Villy was a lot better, but this year it's just not been happening. At least not at the World Cup. Wales absolutely love this kind of match. It's bread and butter to them. You know Wales will go to the 80-minute mark. That is for sure. Worst semi-final in a long time. I want to see the ball kicked so hard it pops flops to the ground into the crowd like a frisbee knocking someone out. That would add something of a spark to what we are viewing at the moment. It's true. The New Zealand commentators are lamenting the fact that Cheslin Colby is not available. The longer this goes on with no score, the better for Wales. Another knock-on. The knock-ons have been pretty bad. Come on, extra time. I didn't bring a third beer. There will only be one match, one try this match, and whoever scores will win. Could be right. G-Man's data ran out. No way. Jamsy. Love the content, man. Keep it up from a proud Englishman. Should be proud, man, because your team certainly looked the business yesterday. I appreciate the support, bro. And I mean, I know it's early days because this game's only 50 minutes in, but England certainly looked the best of the four semi-finalists thus far from the most recent games. But this game still has time to open up, so we will see. Do you remember me in the live stream yesterday? 50 minutes. The All Blacks are behind. There's still time for them to bring it back. No worries. Cheers, man. Yeah, that was a good kick. Finally, a bit of execution. Fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, I guess the final is going to be a whole new game, whoever plays it. So you can't read too much into the semis. Well, Etzebeth almost interrupted that one. Hey, when did Thomas Francis come on? Jeez, I missed that. ITV commentator sound as bored as everyone else. You can usually tell how interested the commentators are or how generally good or bad the game is going, but what the commentators are talking about in the quiet moments. Like just now, how the New Zealand commentators were saying how they wish Cheslin Colby is there is an indication that they think the game would be better with him and that it's maybe not as good as it could be right now. So, yeah. I'm screaming at my telly, run with the effing ball. Yeah. Well done on smashing Ireland in the quarters, and I'm from Ireland. We smashed Ireland and then got thoroughly smashed, so that one came full circle pretty quick. Wild Haggis. Cheers, man. This game needs a try badly. Who would you rather see the try from at this point? If you could see either team, a prop, go 20 plus meters to score a try, I think this game goes right back to being electric. Forward pass. Does this mean Leinster is better than the Crusaders? I don't know. Oh, man, is right. If this game ended 3-0, I would definitely want a refund. Well, we've got a lot more points than just 3. It's like watching a high school rugby match, all tries, no penalties. Leinster only beat Zebra 3-0. Yeah, I didn't see that result. Someone else mentioned it earlier. 3-0. Is that because Leinster's still missing all their Ireland guys? Because didn't Zebra, weren't they hopeless last season? It was Benetton that was doing all the business. Do you think either team can beat England? I mean, looking at this performance, you would say, no, neither of these teams is going to beat England. But then that's not really fair because if you looked at the All Blacks against Ireland, you would have said, oh, they're going to smash England for sure, surely. The All Blacks are looking flawless. No. A different week, a different game, different result. So, yeah, either of these teams could beat England, but neither of these teams has looked as clinical as England did yesterday, that's for sure. Have to leave. I'm running out of data. All right, man. Take care. Seems everybody's running out of data. G-Man running out of data. Enjoy the match. Yeah, hopefully, man. Still a bit of time to go. That was an intentional knockdown. Oh, I think he had a decent chance to catch it. I don't think he batted it down. As a South African, this is truly embarrassing. You say data, not data. Data, not data. I forget which one's American and which one's British. We get a mixture in New Zealand, and I get a mixture in my own head. It's like schedule and schedule. Thank goodness for unlimited fiber. I definitely got unlimited fiber as soon as fiber was available on my street, which was only this year. Data is American, data is British, or at least British English. I think they say data here. Get your Vodafone mobile data with the new Vodafone mobile app, like that kind of stuff. I'm sure they say data. Data on Star Trek, yes. Mr. Data. This game is 56K dial-up. There's a whole generation of people who are not Villaroo, 100 Pollard had half a line break, so they've very got advantage. Will they just flick it and take the 3, or will they genuinely try and score a try with the advantage? Damon Delende, he's in the form of his life. Oh my lord, there's a try, people. Did you see that? Did you see it? I was pretty much assuming that as soon as they got the advantage, they would just put through a nothing kick to try and claim the 3, but they got it wide and Dale Lindy got the ball. Wow, half break and an offload. Dale Lindy went round bigger. Wow, a try, people. Marks is starting to fizz. Yeah, he's doing really well. Wow. Whew. Well, we asked for a try. We got a try. And Pollard, what a kick. That was an easy one. But he slotted that like it was nothing. Yes, update score on the whiteboard. It's coming. Sorry, I was just writing a very, very long note. We haven't had any tries, so I had to write everything that happened in the build-up. Game on. A wild haggis. Yes, South Africa. 7 points. Cheers, man. Appreciate that. They will need to step things up now, Wales. Pressure's on. Bigger is going off. Patchell's coming on. Diaka's off. Mostert's on. Patchell is good, man. Yeah, I was kind of surprised that before, well, just when Anscombe got injured, there was talk that he might not even be the guy that gets called up. But I'm glad they went with Patchell. He's class. Oh, now Wales have won a penalty. Who was that penalised? Was that Mostert? He's only just come on the field. He's another one with quite the hairdo. He's like a combination of Carlos Spencer and Prince Harry. And Rassie is banging his fist into the table. He's not a happy chappy. Now would be a good time for Wales to score. Rassie is not happy indeed. Check Google, saw 9-9 and decided to watch YouTube instead of rugby, and they started watching rugby. It's funny how that works, eh? Great day of sport. Wales, South Africa, Liverpool, Spurs, F1. Oh, man. After this game, it's going to be bed for me. Although Liverpool Spurs should be a good game. Big maul for Wales. 4 metres away. But South Africa done a good job to stop that maul. Oh, 3 metres away. Still 3 metres. 2 metres. Geez, they're close. Taking an age to get that ball, but they're setting things up. 6 phases. Sorry, I'm stun mullet here. Getting pushed back. Yeah, they're not going forward, but they're still within 5 meters. They're like 4 meters away. Go through the backs. The backs aren't getting that ball. The forwards are not going to give the backs that ball. Oh, maybe they are now. Thomas Williams has got sucked in, so it's going to go back to the forwards. 13 phases. It just keeps going. They're still at the 5 meter line, but they're more central. They're right in front of the sticks. Why are people still asking about showing the game, man? I don't know. I put it in the title, and people still ask. It's just a thing. Like, I think long gone are the days where you find live streams of games on YouTube, right? It's always on like Reddit or something. Or you just use the ExpressVPN thing. That's a very reliable trick as well. 18 phases. This could be the game in itself, man. If Wales score, it's back to game on. If South Africa can hold them out, then that's a hell of a psychological boost for them. Oh, they got advantage. Wales have got advantage after 20 phases. Now they can try something, and Faf is able to steer it into touch. RTE player app is showing the game live. I wonder if it's region locked. A lot of the stuff is region locked. Like, you can't download the ITV Hub app here because it's region locked unless you use the VPN and have like a UK Google account. They're going to take the scrum. Gone are the days of having a dummy runner on a cross path and crashing over. Yeah. Madness with 17 minutes left. There's still a lot of time left. You don't have to score the try now. It's not like it's do or die. But, yeah. And that's a big South African scrum. Oh, it's paid off. What a try. There was no rights to score that try with that scrum. Oh, my Lord. Whoa. What a gamble. The game's coming alive, people. It took a while, but we're getting there. That scrum was under so much pressure. How the hell they got the ball out of there with Faf all over that, harassing them. Wow. Told you the game needed a try. Well, we've got 2 of them now. Oh, man. It's that man again, Adams. Huge kick now. Halfpenny. Didn't he have an off night the game he played? Big kick. Ooh, kicking the whiteboard. He has got it. Oh, my Lord. What's a kick. It wasn't as straight as the other ones, but, geez, it doesn't matter. It counts the same. Wow. Okay. Jeez, it is going to be extra time, isn't it? Nah. Don't you need half beat at a time like this? Man, that guy stepped up. And when he kicked that, I initially thought it was going to miss. But it came good. Yeah, no mistakes. And neither team can afford to give away any stupid penalties now. Seems to be a game now. About time. Better late than never. Far out. I'm glad I'm not a Wales or South Africa fan at the moment, because this must be horrendous for your blood pressure. Petchell's a drop goal specialist. Stain has got a huge boot on him, if that helps. Defibrillators at the ready. You might need one, man. At least the New Zealand game was pretty clear we were going to lose. Yeah, this one could still go either way. As a Wales fan, I'm going to have a heart attack. Bro, I don't blame you. This is getting crazy. The kick was just a bit too big, and Villy LaRue caught it without dropping it, people. Patchell under pressure. Geez, how was the only guy back there? They better get some people back now, because there's numbers out wide for the Springboks, but good defense. Springboks have knocked it on. Was it Marks? Thank you, William. Marks. Oh, yeah. Was that Reece Carey just getting his arms in there to make him lose it? Partly stripped, yeah. Shingler's on. Wainwright's off. G-Man must be crapping himself. Indeed, man. Oh, LaRue's coming off. Does that mean South Africa is definitely going to win it now? Or is that me being a bit harsh? I wonder how many knock-ons he's made today. Stain is on. Beware the boot of Stain. I'm not sure if I buy those stats that says Willie LaRue only one knock-on. One turnover conceded anyway. Stain for the drop goal winner. He's got a big boot, like I said. Oh, Wales just won a penalty at the breakdown. Who was that this time? Oh, it was against Lowe. But the camera's focusing on Vermeulen. Garces is going to screw the box. Game of fine margins indeed. Don't do anything stupid. Yeah, that was a hell of a kick. He seems to have chewed off a fair few meters. Just outside the Springboks 22. Total opposites in the faces of the Bok players, hitting the faces of the Welsh players. The Welsh players have swagger at 10 minutes left. Wales turning the screw, maybe. Whoever scores next will win, says Jasmine. Maybe. That ball's going nowhere at the Mall. Patchell is well wrapped up by Dale Endy and Pollard. Jeez, guys, there's only 9 minutes to go. And Wales are getting better as this game goes on. Box will win. They have staying. They ain't got the ball right now. They're going to have to do a whole lot of defending first. Struggling to watch, I bet. Boom. Eight phases. Wales are kind of going backwards at the minute. John King, you made it for the last 10 minutes. Bro, you made it. Cheers, man. This game is still dead even after 71, almost 72 minutes. Drop goal. Nah. He's short and he's wide. Opportunity missed there. It was a hell of a long distance one. I did call that. Indeed, you said he was a drop goal specialist. Ken Owens is going off. Elliot D's coming on. Big line out. Don't stuff this one up for Wales. South Africa will be looking for a steal. Nope, they didn't even contest. They just wanted to stop that maul from going anywhere. Oh, Vincent Cox just wrapped up Thomas Williams, but still Wales got the ball. Big entry of the game for D. Yeah, he did a good job. Oh, South Africa's contesting that breakdown, and they won the penalty. Yep. That was just Ellerman Jones ran the ball, and nobody was with him. There was like a delay. That was poor. He was just on his own. It just took. There was Marks and Low over the ball. Yeah, you need to have that pod with you. How far was that? Could Stain have kicked that? I've seen him kick some pretty bloody long kicks. I guess they just want to be down the other end of the field. Drop goal coming. Snyman's won the ball line out time. The maul's not, well, it wasn't going anywhere, but now it is. Is that advantage? Advantage for South Africa from the maul. Fifth de Klerk's still on, and he is still shouting at the ref. Pollard with the drop goal attempt, and that's he hit the padding on the post. That's a hell of a kick. 75 minutes. Pollard's at an angle. He's got a bit of distance. This is a hell of a kick. Pressure kick. It's not easy at all. But he has smashed it. Easy. What a player. Whiteboard update is coming. Goes from Wales missing a drop goal to South Africa kicking a penalty just like that. The tide shifted very quickly. South Africa's won the restart. 4 minutes to go. G-Man is happy. Oh, bet. Just woke up. Hope South Africa win. Well, they're in a good position right now. They've got the ball. 3.5 minutes. They just need to play it. They're going to give the ball back to Wales. That is probably too long to just go through the rucks. Oh, but Halfpenny can't get the ball. He's knocked it on. South Africa should go for the scrum, because that'd take a good minute. Steyn puts boot to ball. If Wales are going to do it, they've got to do it from their own 22 with 3 minutes to go. It's looking like South Africa at this point. So happy I got up at 2 a.m. to watch. Well, Wales have kicked it. Faf's not dropping it this time. Faf's going to play the 80. Jeez, and Faf has just put in a magnificent kick. Wow. Man, 2 minutes to go. Deep in their own 22. Oh, they've lost their line-out ball. It's going to be a South African scrum. Wow. I think that's it, folks. That's probably it. It was Mostert. Same as 2007. It will be, at this rate, Wales need to somehow get the ball, which they don't have, and then get it down the other end. Gatlin looks like he's Not that far away from crying, but Sean Edwards is just stone-faced. All Blacks for third place. All Blacks against Wales will be an interesting game on its own, but nothing on the line, really. A minute left. If Wales were going to win a scrum penalty, now is the time. Kind of unsurprisingly, they've stood back up. It's going to eat a bit more of the clock. Wild Haggis says, game, set, and match. Cheers, man. It's been a better second half than the first half, that is for sure. The first half was a bit dire, but the second half has been good. Cheers. Appreciate that. 40 seconds to go. And it's a big scrum from South Africa, and they've won the scrum penalty. That's it. That is it. Job done. Job done. Wales missed that drop goal, and then the momentum just all swung the other way. Rusty is a happy man. It's been a tight game. That's it. A South Africa, England final. New Zealand and Wales for third place. Well, like I said, that first half wasn't great, but that second half was bloody tense. It swung both ways, which doesn't sound great when it comes out of my mouth. But, yeah. That was proper intense. Both sides could have won that game. Both sides could have won that game. Jeez. Pollard gets man of the match. Far out. That is crazy. South African guys look pretty damn pleased with themselves. The Welsh guys look heartbroken. It's to be expected. Oh, man. Wales were close. They pushed it. It's going to be a big game next week. South Africa against England. Game is over. That's the full-time score. It's all handshakes. It's smiles. It's kind of tears from some guys. Yeah, that is a hard one for it's a hard one for the Welsh guys to take. It's bloody close, man, honestly. But yeah. Good win for South Africa. I think over the course of the 80, they probably did enough. They were the better team, but it wasn't clinical like last night's game. It was close. Both sides had their moments. But yeah, man, South Africa enough and did it. So yep. It's gonna be a huge final next week, man. That's gonna be huge. Colby's there. He looks pretty chuffed. Hopefully he gets a game next week. Hopefully he's back and fit, because that guy's the man. So, anyway, pretty glad I was a neutral for that one, because that was intense. Good game in that second half. It did get going in the end. That's what we like to see. I'm going to write on the stats, get the review done, and yeah. Cheers, Joel. Best of luck to New Zealand against Wales for third place. We'll see how that goes. Thanks, man. It's the game nobody wants to play in. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week on Friday for the New Zealand Wales game, and then for the big one on Saturday, South Africa, England. All right, guys. Enjoy the rest of your night, morning, evening, whatever it is. South African guys, go easy on the beers. There's still a big game next week, so don't do anything too silly, but enjoy the celebrations. John, yeah, cheers, man. Welcome for the stream. Thanks for guys being along. Well, certainly a bit less stressful for me on this one being a neutral, but yep. I'll see if I can fill in the days between with a look at some of the stuff throughout the week and whatnot. So yeah, we'll all be twiddling our thumbs right through that final. But yep. Cheers, guys. I will talk to you again next week. Public holiday here in New Zealand, so time for a sleep in tomorrow. Anyway, take care, guys. See you later. Cheers.